Oh. 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 Oh, God. Oh, God. The senator's office is busy. Dallas 972-239-1310. Busy. Oh. It's called the Washington office. 2934. Oh. Oh.
To hear this message again, please press the star key.
Oh. 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 Oh.
Our Washington, D.C. office is open from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. If you're calling for assistance with a passport or a federal agency, please call my Dallas office at 972-239-1310. That's 972-239-1310. To send us a fax, you can do that at 202-228-2856. That's 202-228-2856 for faxes. For additional information regarding my office locations in Texas and information on how you can contact me otherwise, as well as information regarding how to obtain a tour, I encourage you to visit my website at www.cornyn.senate.gov. Thank you very much and have a great day.
They are all busy. Oh. 9. What was that number? Oh, it's in my phone now. Log 2010. Oh. I guess they're not in the office or something. They're not answering the phone up there. That's the old number I had. Oh. Nope, nobody answering the phone anymore. Boy, oh, I want this heating pad to get hot. It's not plugged in. Boy, call the Texas Veterans Commission. Let's see if we can find them. They're not going to answer the phone, probably down there anyway. But we'll look. Since John Cornyn's office is not answering. Oh. I could call Sheila Jackson Lee. Let's call her Sheila. E-L-I-A. Sheila Jackson Lee. Let's call her. What's her phone number there? Sheila Jackson Lee. Get connected. Subscribe. YouTube. I'm not for newsletter. No, thank you. Contact me. And her number is here's zip code. It's 7. Okay. I can't read it. Where does it say? Washington, D.C. Zip code split between multiple districts. Oh, it's wrong with me. What does that say? I'll go back. Offices. Washington. Rayburn Building. Oh, see. Acres Homes office. That's the one I want to call. Phone. Oh. Acres Homes. 713 691 4882. Is today a federal holiday? Oh.
Wireless customer you are calling is not available. Please try again later. El servicio móvil al que llama no se encuentra disponible. Puede intentar más tarde. Message 1, TX07MN.
Okay, they're not answering their phone there. Let's call log. Let's call this Washington office. There's 202 225 3816. Oh. Yeah, I've been trying to get somebody down there at Aches Homes, and it's just going to voicemail. Uh-huh. Okay. Uh-huh. Oh, thank you. Try one more time. 713 number. Oh. 1023 was the last call. Oh. 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 Yeah, there's no answer.
The wireless customer you are calling is not available. Please try again later.
Maybe they didn't pay their bill. Maybe they didn't pay the bill down there. I don't know. We'll call Cornyn again. It's ringing this time. Oh.
Thank you for calling the Dallas office of United States Senator John Cornyn. Our business hours are Monday through Thursday, 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you are calling during these hours, please note all lines are currently busy and your call will be returned in the order received. Please feel free to submit questions by fax to 972-239-2110. If you are calling for assistance with a federal agency or with your passport, please visit the services section of the Senator's website, www.cornyn.senate.gov, to fill out a privacy form. If you would like to leave a comment for the Senator, please include your zip code. Thank you and have a nice day.
Yeah, I'd like to leave a comment for him, but it would be ugly. I've been talking to them since May of last year and gotten nowhere. I've got this marketplace insurance now, and they need some documentation about my health care coverage, and I don't know where that's supposed to come from. Calling this guy up there, he said to tell him and he would help me. He didn't know what I was talking about when I told him because I didn't have the documentation, but it bothers me that he's telling me to send in that information so he can know what I'm talking about, and they don't understand the very bills that they're writing. They don't understand their own bills. So I'm going to call it Texas Veterans Commission. They're supposed to be Veterans Commission. Texas Veterans Land Board. Benefits. What is it, boy? That's not what I'm looking for. Here they are. Claim employment, other services, contact us. Where's the contact? Directory. I think they would put a phone number where it's easy to see. Other services. Donate. Home. Quick links. Peer network. Find your local office. This is an error. Doesn't work. The link doesn't work. Contact us. Here it's on. And it just takes me back to the same page again. Texas Veterans Portal. Legal and financial. Try to go back through that. Oh God. Summit, subscribe, directory. I just want a phone number. Here we go. Members of the commission. Offices. Claim counseling. Southeast. And that's regional office, Houston, Texas. This is what I need right here. God, it's so small. Can hardly read it. Think that they would make this shit easier for fucking handicapped people. Oh. 713 383 2756. Oh. Oh, God, help me. Oh.
Veterans Commission. Please listen carefully to our menu options so that we may correctly route your call. If you are calling from the lobby of our office to be seen, please press 0 now. If you are calling to check the status of your claim, please press 1. If you wish to speak to a TBC counselor, please press 2. Please listen carefully, for our option menu has changed. For Mario Bolivar, press 1.
What'd you do?
For Donna Grogan, press 2. For Mike Eschenbach, press 3. For Ardina Hardy, press 4. Michelle Kinzer, press 5. For Ian Bigelow, press 6. For Anthony DeVusiak, press 7. For Jeanette Warner, press 8. For James York, press 9. If you do not know your counselor's name, press 0.
And it hung up on me. And if I ask for my counselor, they say you don't have a counselor. And if you press 0 that you don't know who your counselor is, it hangs up on you.
The Veterans Commission. Please listen carefully to our menu options so that we may correctly route your call. If you are calling from the lobby of our office to be seen,
2.
please listen carefully for our option menu has changed. For Mario Bolivar, press 1. For Donnie Grogan, press 2. With Texas Veterans Commission. I just wanted to let the veterans know that this July 15th, Friday, is my last day here with Texas Veterans Commission. You can dial 713-383-2756 to be assisted by the secretaries and also to be set up with interviews and claims questions with our fellow counselors. It was a pleasure working with all of you and meeting all of you, and best of luck with you in the future. Take care.
And that was okay, so that one didn't work. And there's nobody answering the other number. Oh.
The Veterans Commission. Please listen carefully to our...
Just go through the list.
Please listen carefully for our option menu has changed. For Mario Bolivar, press 1. You have reached Mario Bolivar with the Texas Veterans Commission. I am unavailable at this moment. And please leave your name and message, and I'll get back with you as soon as possible. Thank you.
713-562-7625. My name is Slade Fuquay. Trying to get a hold of somebody down there. Please return my call. It's about 10:38 on I don't know what day it is. Please call me back. He's not answering their phone. Log. Let's try the Dallas office again at Cornyn. Busy. They don't even have a message or nothing on their phone. It just regular busy. That's unbelievable. There was another number 12.
Senator John Cornyn's office, how may I help you?
Yes, I was trying to call there to get a hold of Mike.
Okay, what's your name?
Slade Fuquay.
I'm sorry, say that again?
S as in Sam, Lade, Slade, Fuqua, F as in Frank, UQUA.
Okay, let me check and see if he's available. Let me put you on hold for 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Thank you so much.
Uh-huh. Oh.
Good morning, this is Mike.
Hello, Mike. This is Slade Fuqua.
How are you doing today, sir?
Oh, not much better. But thanks for following up and sticking on this with me. Appreciate that.
We're happy to offer any assistance that we can, sir.
Well, I haven't heard from anybody up there for weeks. Y'all just think that things got better and everything went away, you know? My just calling y'all up there every day didn't seem to do anything but turn into not being able to get a hold of you. And the last trip I made down there to the VA turned into a debacle where I ended up in the ER and not being seen at all, and mistakes being made by the responding staff to the emergency down there. Did anybody follow up on that? and then I just don't hear nothing back from nobody, and that's totally.
Sen Cornyn still waiting to get a response from them regarding your concerns.
Man, I have contacted y'all since last March, and I haven't heard from the senator yet. I haven't heard from him yet. You know, so I can only assume that speaking to you, I can consider that speaking to him, and he hasn't done anything to effectively address the situation that I'm in. Now, the situation is today that I have enrolled in the government health care plan. I have a doctor. I went and saw that doctor and it immediately was put on the medication that I asked for and have gotten some sustained relief, allowing me to even have this conversation today outside of how I normally talk to people when I'm so in pain so bad. But that doctor immediately put me on 30 milligrams of Norco a day and a muscle relaxer. Immediately. He didn't ask for MRIs. He didn't ask for tests. He didn't ask for gabapentin or all these drugs that the VA has been giving me that don't work. Immediately, he put me on what I asked for, and I have had sustained relief from that and have regained some of my life back. Now, that is a 100% difference than how the VA doctors are treating me. That is a stark contrast in how private medicine is treating people versus how these government doctors are taking care of us. That alone ought to send off bells and alarms in your office and have people crawling all over that VA hospital down there. Now my situation has put me in a situation where I can't even start to go into the things that I've seen down there. Now, they put me in a mental hospital down there because my back is hurting me. And I was in there for 9 days. While I was in there for 9 days, I tried to call Sheila Jackson Lee's office, and her phone number was blocked. And they would not even provide me your phone number. They wouldn't give it to me and wouldn't provide me access to a phone book to call you. And I wanted to call your office. I wanted to call Sheila Jackson Lee's office because of the way that they were treating those veterans up there. Now, they have veterans up there that don't belong in the nut house. They belong in a long-term home treatment plan with people who are qualified to handle people that are mentally gone. And people don't know where they're at, you know, but it's not a place for them, a long-term treatment. They're holding people up there on that 6th floor for the duration of their life, best I can see it. And that, to me, that's not appropriate because the staff wasn't able to cope with that. And now I wrote a lengthy letter while I was in the hospital because of the way they were treating those veterans and the way that the staff responded to me because I raised concerns about it. So I wrote a letter, and I had to go to 4 or 5 people to get the names of the employees because nobody would even identify themselves. Now, I wrote the letter, and I hand-delivered it to the head administrator of that floor, of that wing. And in that letter, I said, you know, I wasn't expecting an answer from her. I wanted her to take this letter and make a copy of it and forward that letter to the director of the hospital and have him give me an answer and then forward that to Sheila Jackson Lee and let her send me his answer so that everybody is in that loop. None of that happened. I never got a response from that. How they're treating those people up there, how they're treating me, telling me that I needed to check myself to where I was at, that I didn't belong there. So, as messed up as that place is, I've obtained insurance that I can get out of the VA. Now, I'd spoken to you sometime back when I signed up for this health care, that they said something about my health care coverage elsewhere, and that if I needed to show them some kind of a letter from the VA that I don't get health care there anymore. You said to call you when I knew what that was, and now I have a letter from the healthcare.gov that's saying that they need this letter or whatever, and I'm trying to find out what letter is it that I need to give to them that say that I don't want my health care from the VA anymore. Now, if that's going to interrupt my housing because of the case management or whatever, I don't care, because they're not taking care of me. I haven't talked to the case management people since I talked to you. What's that, in a month and a half? I've not heard from anybody down there. Now, I don't want to go down there no more. I don't want their housing no more. I've turned in a letter to this apartment saying that my intent is to vacate this apartment at the end of this month. I have to pay a $600 letting fee for breaking the lease early. I'm putting all my stuff in storage and I'm leaving. And I'll be homeless, but I'm not going to sit here and die as the VA helps me to death and y'all stand by and do nothing about it but write letters back and forth. It's not helping me at all. This has gone on for 7 years. They have destroyed my life. The teeth have rotted out of my head because of the medicine that they put me on, and the dentist won't see me down there because I don't have service connection yet. And I've been waiting for years to get the letter back from them people. Nothing has happened, and you're grinding me to death. That's how these veterans are dying, because y'all are ignoring the problem, and the VA sucks because y'all suck. Y'all control the VA, not the VA. The Congress controls the purse. The Congress controls the VA. Y'all have oversight. Y'all have hearings. They fail to show up. They fail to bring supporting documents. They fail to bring subpoena documents. And nothing ever happens, and nothing ever changes. So I don't want my health care at the VA anymore. I need a letter saying that I'm not getting my health care from them as per the request from the healthcare.gov. Can you please tell me where to get this document?
1 second, sir. What you need to do is submit a signed and dated document requesting to be disenrolled from the VA healthcare system.
Okay.
And then you can submit that to the VA Medical Center, or you can mail it to the VA Health Eligibility Center.
Okay, I have like till the 28th of February.
Or you can submit that. You can send that to us, and we will forward it to the VA Healthcare Center that you've been going to.
Okay, so
And just, if you need an additional letter from them stating that you've been disenrolled, put that in there so that we know to get that for you as well.
okay, well, give me a second here so I want to open up this thing so I can have if I write it down, I'll lose it. My mind is so I've lost so much of my cognitive abilities suffering with this pain. I can't hardly think straight. And so I need to send you an email. I need to open up my
signed
email.
and dated letter.
Hang on, I'm going to open up this email because I'll send it to you in an email, but I'm just going to open this email up and put this information in there. So all I got to do, what is your email address there?
Dallas. Actually.
Office, Dallas _office at cornynsenate.gov.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and the subject is going to be letter, L-E-T-T, letter of eligibility. Or I should put disenrollment. Now, I don't know for sure, this shouldn't affect my pension at all, right? That's not part of my health care right there, right? Letter.
Your other VA compensation?
Right. Letter of.
No, that should be separate.
Letter of, what is it gonna be? A letter of
That you wish to
disenroll, letter of disenrollment, enrollment, and so I need to write a letter to you, and I guess I need to sign it, and then I can scan it, and I can scan that in, SIGN, and fax it to you.
Yes.
And scan and fax.
But I would say that letter because we've never actually done this before. The VA system actually needs the original. So I would save that letter after you scan it and email it, just in case they say they want the original as well.
Okay, and where does it email it to? Where?
To Dallas_office at cornyn.senate.gov.
Oh, okay. I'm confused. And the fax number there?
972.
Hang on a second. I've got all these heating pad cables are blocking my. I'm still in a lot of pain. It's hard getting up because the pain medicine wears off over the night. But 972. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
239.
239. Okay.
2110.
2110. And letter of disenrollment, signed and faxed. And I got your fax number, and I can email it to you, and then retain the original. And what do I need to state on the thing that I wish to be
Disenrolled from the system, and that you need a letter confirming your disenrollment.
be disenrolled? You know, it's funny, you know, a long time ago, how this whole mess started. You know, as I had been seeing a pain management doctor there in Austin to avoid having surgery, and he put me on methadone there, but it's a methadone that's for pain, right? Because the morphine that they were giving me, I couldn't study in school, so. You know, he's a pain management doctor. He knows all about these pain medications. He said there's a morphine, a methadone out there. It's not the methadone that they use for drug addicts. It is a methadone that's designed to control pain. Slow acting, long release. Took it twice a day. Took it for like 3 or 4 months. My back got better. I quit going. I finished. I graduated from the University of Texas and went about my way. Okay? When I had a car wreck here, and ended up at that VA because I had no insurance. I ended up down there at the VA, and the medicine that they were giving me was not strong enough. I'd been under way stronger pain medication before because of the history of my back. Never long term, but when it goes out, it takes a lot of pain, a lot of medication to reach what they call breakthrough pain. What it takes for you to be able to function and allow your body to heal. And then you slowly taper down, and it's done. So when I went down to the VA, they wouldn't listen to me.
Because of the problems that were going on down there with their drugs, giving drugs out to everybody. They were giving them out to everybody back then. I even wrote a letter to my congressman saying that they're not giving me any physical therapy. All they're doing is giving me pain pills, and that wasn't working. And so when I told the primary care doctor down there that this hydrocodone is not enough, and they can't give me too much of it because I have too much acetaminophen, it'll hurt my liver. I've already been through that with a pain management doctor. An experienced doctor with knowledge and experience of his craft. Not some jerk doctor that they've recruited from Pakistan, which is where he came from. I know where he went to school at. He went to Dow Medical College, which is in Pakistan. So I don't have no faith in these doctors that they're importing over here, I guess because they work for nothing. And they can work with no accountability because there's no oversight. So anyway, let me continue. The doctor says, if you need something stronger than hydrocodone, I have to send you upstairs to these people. So I don't know anything about this hospital. I go up there, and they say they put me on this methadone. I've been on methadone in the past for this thing that worked, and I said, okay. They put me in a drug treatment program for drug addicts and put me on 120 milligrams of methadone a day to take in 2 doses, a split dose they call it. Now, they made me come down there for a month every day to get my medicine. I was living at the Salvation Army. I was walking on a cane, going to the VA every day. I went from a cane to a walker to a wheelchair. It was grinding my back to dust. My discs were just not able to sustain that much walking. But I had to do it to get this pain medicine. Well, when I got into the apartment through VASH, I lived there for 4 years taking this methadone. I was basically in a drug-induced coma. It was causing me to sleep on my back with my mouth open. I was breathing through my mouth, and I can only assume that's what caused my front teeth to all rot out. But through those 4 years, the doctor that put me on the methadone left, and the new doctor came in there. And for 2.5 or 3 years, I never saw a doctor. All I saw was case managers and told them, look, this is my teeth. There's something wrong with my teeth. They're starting to chip and break out to where now all my front teeth are gone. And I'm having some decay and stuff around the rest of my teeth. But that Harris County, they wanted to pull all my teeth out, and I told them no. I'm just going to go as long as I can with the teeth that I have. But the VA, which in my view caused my teeth to fall out, because they were not monitoring and listening to and all this is recorded in their notes with the discussions that I had with my case manager, my desire to port to Alabama, my desire to move into a handicap accessible apartment. This is like 4 years ago that never happened. And I'm supposed to have case managers down there that are helping me, and they don't do nothing. And when I complain about it, they stop my benefits altogether. They stopped my home health care without calling me, without telling me. The people stopped showing up. And now they sent the lady back, and nobody has said nothing about a gun. Nobody. Why did they interrupt my services for 2 months if all they had to do was find a different provider? That's retribution for me complaining down there, sir. There is illegal criminal activity going on down there. And I'm telling you, Senator Cornyn, I have audio record of a VA caseworker lying to me for the second time. The first time cost me $1,000 and caused me to be rejected from an apartment that I wanted to move into. And this lady, the new lady, says the same thing and told me to put my cats in their carriers and move into the woods for a little while. That's your case management at the VA. And I have that on recording and you do nothing about it? That seems criminal to me, that I'm reporting neglect to you and you're not doing anything about it, but writing letters back and forth to those people, and all they say is everything's okay and that's the end of it? While I'm dying over here, by the grace of God, I have been able to get insurance and a doctor. And in the first visit, with no questions asked, that man put me on pain medication. I don't like giving out pain medication. The government's made it very difficult for us to use these drugs. But I can see, sir, that you need help. Don't tell nobody to come to this office. I don't want people coming over here. But because you are a veteran, I care. This is a Vietnam veteran, a guy from Vietnam who knows what the military people do for us, for the civilians, that the American people have lost. This man knows. He knows what the U.S. military does. And because of that, he has taken care of me. And they have the gall to wear these pins on their lapels at the VA that say, I care. And I don't question, sir, that they care. My question is, what do they care about? Because it's not the veterans. Now, they may help 50% of the veterans down there who are just getting blood pressure medication or routine medical stuff, but they're not qualified to handle serious medical problems. And I have questions of whether or not my surgery was done correctly. Because nobody wants to seem to talk about that. And statute of limitations, and I've not tried to file any lawsuits against anybody. I'm not that way. I'm not wanting to hurt the taxpayers anymore by filing a multi-million-dollar lawsuit against the VA for neglect and malpractice. I physically, I couldn't even get down there to do it anyway. I can't think straight enough to hardly write my name. And nobody is helping me. Not the caseworkers, not the peer support guy. None of these people have ever, I see them once, never again. Taxpayers are paying for it. None of this has ever evolved into helping me. Y'all got a hospital down there, and if they're not taking care of one veteran, that's too many. And I know that I've spoken to so many people that all say the same thing. They know how bad the VA is. Why is that, Mike?
I'm going to pass all this along, sir.
I know I'm asking you a question. I want you to answer my question. Why does everybody have the perception that the VA is bad and nothing is happening?
I can't answer that, sir.
Okay, now you said something a while back about the VA and the Senate's action with the VA, you know, and whether or not there's problems down there, we don't know. President Trump ran, and a platform issue for him was problems at the VA. Senator John McCain, a veteran, a POW, runs a state who has one of the worst violators against veterans in the system, the Phoenix VA. Are you aware of any of that? Of the people that they moved to the Phoenix VA were the ladies that tried to get these jobs so that they could get a raise and paid themselves $130,000 a piece to move. Those are the people they put to replace the troublemakers at the Phoenix VA. And y'all do not see these problems as a whole and say something is drastically wrong at the VA. Are y'all not aware of this? Is this not occurring to y'all? Are y'all not able to put all this together and just compartmentalize and say, well, my state's okay? I don't know what y'all are doing, sir, but I have done a lot of research and listened and read a lot of letters from other veterans. And I'm telling you now, Senator Cornyn, there is a major problem with the VA system. Will you please address that immediately and let me know what action you're taking? Is that a fair request?
Sir, you're welcome to write into Senator Cornyn.
I'm talking to you right now. I'm talking to you right now. Aren't you? I'm talking to him, right?
If you want to be provided updates on legislation that Senator Cornyn is working on
Yeah. I'd like to know when's the last time he.
What you'll need to do is sign up for Senator Cornyn's newsletter on his website, sir.
Well, I'd like to know, like, when's the last time he was in the Houston VA? When's the last time he's been in any VA hospital? Do you know?
Senator Cornyn frequently visits us, sir.
Does he really?
Give you a schedule of all the visits that he's made.
You have a schedule of that?
No, I would not be able to provide you that.
If I wrote a letter requesting that?
No.
Okay, so there's no documented thing of him making these visits. I'm not mad at you, Mike. I'm not mad at you.
That letter from you, sir, we'll forward it on. I do have to take other calls.
Yeah, I know that y'all do. the phone didn't ring up there for the first 4 or 5 times I called. It just rolled dead. So, and Sheila Jackson Lee's phone number just goes to message. So, I will.
If we receive that letter from you, we will forward that on for you.
Yeah, I'll try to get that to you today.
All right, sir. You have a great day.
Yeah, you too.
Bye.
Oh, good. Sorry about that. I get very agitated. But I'm just trying to document this stuff as it goes. It's just, said I'm vacating this apartment at the end of the month. Broke my lease. I'm not taking housing, and I'm leaving the VA. So that's what that call was about. But I've been talking to that jerk's office up there for so long, and nothing really happens. They don't really do nothing. They don't do nothing. They're just gatekeepers and you know, want to, just like everything else, keep up this facade that somebody's doing something. But every day, you know, it just story after story continues to break about scandals at the VA, and nothing ever changes. Look at my teeth, on my front teeth, top where I'm breathing out of my mouth. The air, I guess, it dried them teeth out. They didn't decay, though. So I don't know how that works, but the dentist said that, you know, they were breaking from the outside. They were the inside out. They were separating from the dentum. So I don't know if that's something that methadone caused or something. I don't know, but the VA won't help me with my teeth because I'm not service connected. And my service connection request has been filed for 6 years now. And I'll probably be dead before I get an answer from the people about that. Even though, I mean, it's documented that I hurt my back active duty at the Air Force when I was 22 years old. I was a young man when my back went out because of the exposure to overlifting and heavy pulling this heavy flight line equipment around by myself. Big giant generators, almost like a car, like a Volkswagen or something. And you have to pull this thing, you know, 30, 40 yards, 30, 40 times a day, you know, to move them to other aircraft, to refuel them. You know, I'll try to post some pictures. I have a little email thing, a YouTube thing that's got a list of these pieces of equipment that we were pulling around on the flight line. I just tore my back up. When my back went out, I was lifting up this big old heavy steel plate off the ground to fill up our underground fuel tanks. And again, by yourself, they don't send nobody to help you lift up this big heavy checkered metal plate that trucks can drive over, you know, to access the underground fuel stores, and twist to throw it to the side, but busted that disc, you know, and it's just gotten worse from there. And that's all documented. There's no question about that, you know, and nothing has come about 6 years, you know. My back has just continued to get worse and worse and worse, you know, that I'd done enough to bust that disc in the lower back. And I guess, you know, the cumulative damage may not have busted some of these other discs, but they already were damaged, you know. And then through the short period of time, you know, 10 years after the service, you know, and I'm trying to go about my life, these others start to fail catastrophically, you know, to where now there's like 3 in my neck and 3 in my back. One in my thoracic spine is bad. Then there's 2 on either side of that are getting bad. And then I've got 2 bad in the bottom, where 2 of them are already screwed together with the surgery down there at the VA that has caused my left leg to almost shriveled up and dying. And you know, you try to reach out to somebody. These doctors are unqualified. They're idiots. They have no experience. They're coming from foreign cultures, mostly from Iraq, Iran, Pakistan, India. 90% of my doctors, my primary care doctors, Mohammed. I can't even say the pain management doctor's name. He's Iranian. These people have no compassion for U.S. soldiers. For God's sakes, we were over there blowing and destroying up their country. You know, they just come over here, the ones that can, and get money, and the VA will hire any of them because I guess they work for cheap. But you know, like I said, as soon as I went and saw a doctor outside the VA, I was treated immediately. You know, and this jerk ass Senator Cornyn's office is supposed to be working on this. So he wants me to write him a letter. Maybe I'll send him a copy of this YouTube video and tell him what timestamp to go to listen to my requests. Jerks. They're all a bunch of jerks up there. So anyway, I'll close this out. It's going to be another long video. And I'm trying to post this one up directly. I think I have another one I made the other day. Kind of rambling on about stuff, but I'm going to post that one too. But if you're watching, if you're paying attention, you know, that's kind of a rundown where the last I left off is hardly anything has changed, you know, except the fact that I have some pain medication now that is helping me do daily functions, and I'm probably not where as exactly where I need to be, but being able to get a good night's sleep, you know, I mean, I wake up hurting, but I was able to sleep good through the night, and that makes a world of difference, you know. And there may be an hour or two before the morning medication kicks in, but then, you know, I put on blue jeans the other day for the first time in 3 or 4 years. I put on regular pants, and got dressed up and felt good, and went to the bank, and went to the you know, the doctor's office again. I had to go there and get checked on my muscle relaxers that were having insurance problems, so I went by there. But just doing back out in life, you know, cleaning my car out. Didn't need my home health care person as much, and you know, was just able to function somewhat like a human being, you know. And for 6 years, the VA has just allowed me to deteriorate to this state, you know, and all the while I started complaining a long time ago, you know, and nothing. So I'll make a new post here. Thanks for watching.